guys, I know it's a little late in the month of March to put up this video, but nevertheless, I'm really excited for the books that I really plan to read in the month of March. Now, March is the month of the Femme March Fest, wherein we bookstagrammers, Indian bookstagrammers, and I also think global bookstagrammers read a lot of books by female authors to promote females because it is also the month of the International Women's Day. So I am pretty excited about my Femme March Fest reads, a readathon that you also can be a part of on Instagram if you are there on Instagram. So I will put up the link of this bookstagrammer Aritri who's hosting the readathon, and if you want you can also be a part of it. Like I told you guys, I think it's a wonderful initiative and I applaud Aritri for this because this is really awesome when we specifically pick up female authors. You know, I was browsing through my bookshelf and it's really sad, like we don't even realize I have so many authors, I have so many books on my shelves, but it was really difficult for me to pick up female authors. Like there were so few female authors on my shelves, and I'm really not happy about that part. So I plan to read 7 books in the month of March. I know it's a little ambitious, and that's the reason I want you to pick 4 books out of these 7 for me, and I will tell you the choices that I have, and you have to give me the answer. So all these books are by female authors because yes, it is the month of the Femme March Fest. So yes, if we make a conscious decision to pick up more female authors, I think it will be wonderful. And now I have spoken a lot, I have ranted a lot. So let's just get on with this video and let me tell you about the 7 books that I want to read in the month of March. So guys, the first book that I want to read is this one, Homegoing by Yag Yasi. This is actually the story of two sisters and their families, their descendants, covering over 300 years and covering over 2 continents where they went. Effia and Essie are 2 sisters who live in different villages of Ghana. Effia is married to a rich Englishman and she goes ahead and lives in a castle. But what she doesn't know is that in the same castle, Essie, her sister, is actually bound in the dungeon, and she will soon be sold into the slave trade, which will eventually make her land up in America. Now, one sister is in Ghana and the other sister lands up in America. How the stories of these 2 sisters shape up, how the stories of these 2 sisters' family shape up. This is a beautiful book which talks about the story of 2 nations, the story of 2 sisters, the story of 2 dynasties. This book already has like a lot of rave reviews and I'm really excited to read it. So tell me whether I should pick it up or not. The next book is a really famous one and it's called The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. This is a book which actually is also a part of a book club that I am in, and like what we do is basically we pick up a book every month and we decide to read backlisted books, basically books that you know are very popular, are very famous, and somehow many of us have not read them. So this month, because it's the Femme March Fest, we decided to pick up Jhumpa Lahiri's The Namesake because a lot of us have not read it, shockingly not read it. So this book is the story of this Indian couple, Ashima and Ashok, who moves from Calcutta to Cambridge, where they want to establish a new life for themselves. So this book talks about the challenges of settling into a new life, moving into a country where nothing the culture, the people, everything is new to you. Everything that you see, you have never been accustomed to. So this is the story of that, and it is also the story of their young boy called Gogul. There is a curious story behind how their boy gets the name Gogul. So when he was young, Gogul didn't have a problem with his name, but as he grows older, he starts hating his name because he's constantly picked by people, he's constantly bullied by people because of his name, and that's the reason he starts hating it. So this is the story of that, an Indian family in America and an Indian boy in America who's still struggling with identity issues. He is not able to understand where he's coming from, what his roots are, and what he wants to be when he grows up. So this is the story of that, and of course, it is Jhumpa Lahiri, so obviously it will be good. So let me know if I should read this book or not. The next book that I want to read is this one, which is All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Steve Waiter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. I'm sure I have butchered the name. This is supposedly a book which has magic, dark magic. So there is this place in Colorado which is called Bicoraro. And in Colorado, in Bicoraro, you will find a landscape which is full of dark saints, forbidden love, scientific dreams, miracle mad owls, estranged affections, one or two orphans, and a sky full of watchful desert stars. Now, at the heart of this place is the Soria family, and at the heart of the Soria family, there are three cousins who want different things in life, who do different things in life. So, one is a saint who already performs miracles for everybody but himself. One is a female, a dreamer who wants to be free because she wants to imagine things, and another one is a renegade who runs a radio station. And as the book says, these three cousins are all looking for a miracle, but the miracles of Biko Raro are never quite you expect. So I think I'm getting dark fantasy, dark magic kind of vibes from this book, and I haven't read such a book in a really long time. So yes, I want to read this book, and you get to decide whether I should or not. The next book is a book that recently came to the market, and this is Becoming by Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama needs no introductions. She's an iconic lady, a lady who inspires millions, and a lady who has many credits to her name. In this book, which is quite a lengthy one, she takes us to her world. She talks about her childhood, she talks about her adulthood, she talks about the various things, various struggles that she has gone in her life. And she also talks about her stint as the First Lady of the United States of America and the first African American to be so. So, yeah, there's a lot that I'm looking forward to in this book, and it's a lengthy read, so it'll take me a lot of time. I hope if I pick this book up this month, I will be able to finish it. But you get to decide whether I should or I should not read this book. The next book is also a highly acclaimed one, and it's called An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. So I am sure again I have butchered the name. Is it Tayari or Tayari? I don't know. So yes, this is a book that I'm really looking forward to because I have heard such good things about this book. So basically, it's the story of these two individuals who are a couple, Celestial and Roy. They are the perfect embodiment of the American dream, and they are people whom you would look up to. Celestial is an artist on the brink of an exciting career, whereas Roy is a young executive and he's also very successful at what he's doing. But all of a sudden, there happens an incident which changes the course of their lives. Roy is suddenly arrested for 12 years. He is arrested and sentenced for a crime that Celestial is very sure that he did not commit. But she has no choice and there are no options. Celestial is now all alone and she's unhappy and she's trying to cope up with whatever life is throwing her way. In that scenario comes a guy, Andre, who is her childhood friend, and somehow something happens between the two of them, something kindles between the two of them. All of a sudden, after 5 years of their separation, after 5 years of Roy's imprisonment, Roy is back again. He's been freed because of some reason and he's back again into the marriage. So, this is the story of how the lives of these three individuals entangle and connect: Celestial, Andre, and Roy. And this is the story of An American Marriage. As I've already told you, I've heard such good things about this book, and there are a lot of rave reviews all over the internet about this book. So you have to tell me whether I should pick this book up or not. The next two books are by Indian authors, and these are also recent releases, latest releases. The first one is The Reason Is You by Nikita Singh. I read Nikita Singh's book last year, which I did not like at all, but people are telling, and reviewers are telling that this one is much better than the last one. So I thought, why not? And anyhow, it's a popular book. She's a popular author, so definitely I have to read her. So this is the story of these two people, Siddhant and Akriti, who meet while in their medical residency in Delhi. Akriti suffers from a severe loss, and it is during that phase that she has an instant connection with Siddhant, and something happens between the two of them, which they think is love, but it is not. Now, Siddhant is really into Akriti, but she has her own depression to think of. She's actually battling with her inner demons, and it just gets worse. Now, as Siddhant puts more and more effort into their relationship, Akriti gets even worse. So he doesn't know what to do, and it is during this time that an ex girlfriend of Siddhant, Mahi, comes into the picture. So, this is again an interesting triangle of sorts, and this is the story of these three people: Akriti, Mahi, and Siddhant. And yeah, I'm looking forward to read it, but you have to tell me whether I should or whether I should not. Finally, guys, the next book and the last book that is on my list is this one, which is also a recent book. It's called The Forest of Enchantments by Chitra Banerjee Devakurni. I have not read the first book by her, The Palace of Illusions, which is an absolute must read, but somehow I've not read it. Guilty as charged, I will definitely read it. So, yeah, this is the story of Ramayana from Sita's perspective. Now, Ramayana is a story which does not need any introductions. Ramayana is a story which has been in the Indian psyche from times immemorial. But this is from Sita's perspective. It tells us the story of Sita from her point of view, and it also tells us the story of some much misunderstood and neglected characters like Mandodri, like Suparnakha, and like Kekai. So, what were their stories? What was their part in the epic? Now, when the author attempts to write this book from Sita's perspective, she questions a lot of important things, like what is a woman's right in a relationship, how a woman should be treated by her loved ones, when does a woman stand up and say enough, I have had enough. So these are some questions which the author addresses through this book, and of course I'm looking forward to it because she's a really famous author. Have heard a lot of good things about her. So yeah, now the matter is in your hands, and you guys have to tell me if I should read this book or not. So yes, guys, these are the books that I really want to read in the month of March. This is my March Femme March Fest TBR, and you guys have to select 4 books out of these 7 for me to pick and read. Let me know in the comment section below which books do you think I should read, and also let me know if you are already participating in this Femme March Fest readathon, and also let me know what are you reading currently. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Until the next video, which will be pretty soon. Bye.